and the owner, Dave, for making this possible. John Hayes, if you do not sit down, I am going to put you down. Before I turn this over to Tommy's brother, Rick, who's a quiet, mousy fellow like Tommy, I want to make sure to say very special thanks to the VA and also Bristol Hospice, who really, really made Tommy's and I's journey so much easier. And I can't thank you guys because of all the laughter that you folks made happen, each and every one of you, by being part of Tommy's life. So I love you guys. Rick, get your butt up here. I'm done.
Warm welcome here. We'd like everyone who's related to Tommy by blood, please stand. So we have folks from Bakersfield, Oregon, San Diego, Shola, Pine Top, Arizona, Albuquerque, Ventura, Atascadero.
Those are highlights. Yeah, those are highlights.
And we have Jerry Garcia here in our midst tonight.
Over here we got mine.
Oh yes, yes.
Over here we got
And Zach too from Ventura.
Wait, I think there's a couple more coming in.
Oh, there's my brother Frank.
These
Yeah,
two
Frank.
are trying to hide.
Yeah. So we thank everyone for coming today. I just want to tell you one quick little story. We'll probably pass the microphone around to tell some stories. We want them to be fairly short, but also very humorous. This is going to be a true confession, one that my daughter has not heard me tell before. We decided we were going to see Roger Clemens play back when we pitched for the Red Sox. And Kelly and Casey and Tom and I were going to go down to Angel Stadium that day to watch a game. It was 106 degrees in Anaheim that day. And being the good Irishman that Tommy was, he decided he needed to get there early because he was afraid they're going to run out of beer. So we got there about 10:30 in the morning, and we bought tickets for, I think, Nosebleed Heaven. And we walked in like we owned the place and walked right down to about maybe the 4th or 5th row off the field and pretended that we owned the place. And the manner that only Tom can do. So we started to drink. And we drank, and I realized that I was in the company of a trained professional. So I lasted about maybe 3 or 4 beers, and then it started getting hot. And of course, Kelly and Casey are from Atascadero; they're used to it. And by the 4th inning, I didn't feel so good, and I feel so well, and ended up in the bathroom at Angel Stadium, wearing a pair of tennis shoes, socks, a hat turned backwards, and a jock strap.
True story.
I swear it was the heat. And so I had a knock on the bathroom stall, and I looked, and I had been there a while vomiting. Because I must have been the heat. It must have been the heat. It must have been the beers. And I opened the door, and it was someone who was dressed in a uniform that looked very serious. And he was from the Orange County Sheriff's Department. He was in taking me away. So I looked at him and I thought, I'm too young to get in touch with my feminine side. And I don't want to do another man's laundry in a cell, so therefore I need some help. And at that moment, via divine intervention, Tommy rolled up and said, wait, don't take him, he's a doctor. And the guy said, he's not a doctor, he's naked except for wearing a jockstrap in a bathroom at Angel Stadium. And he said, no, she said, show him your ring. So I had my class ring from med school, and I kind of gave him one of these and showed me, looked at him, looked at me, and said, we're all friends, get his ass out of here. So, and we managed to get home without being taken to the postie, but that was a true story. So, I'll bring on John now. John, are you around? Where are you, John? Come on up here, John. So, that's about all I'm willing to confess in front of my 17-year-old daughter.
You guys know that Tommy's kind of hard to tell a story. Tommy and I first met when I moved up to Orange County, from Orange County, many years ago, and I retired from Major League Baseball. and with the California now LA Angels. And we met over a game called Liar's Dice. So we had two things in common. Both of us found lying a despicable person-bumping trait, except of course when there were dice. And so we treasured trying to lie to each other and to the others. And he was a baseball fanatic, and he assumed because I'd been in management of baseball, I knew a lot, which was wrong. But he and I spent hours upon hours, a month after year, discussing baseball and football too. He thought I was smart there because I made some profit in that regard. And that was another one I knew nothing about. But we, one time not too many years ago, had the opportunity for Tommy to get a little more immersed in baseball. And one of my best friends, Pat Gallagher by name, was president of the San Francisco Giants Enterprises. And Pat invited us up to be his guest for a game and a dinner. And Tommy was kind of looking forward to this a lot. So Tommy and I and another cad from Oakhurst named Ernie Bender went up to the ballpark and were guests of Pat Gallagher. Pat took us down through the gizzards of the stadium, down to places that you know, where they roll the toilet paper, way down. And then we spent the game with him in his box. And during the game, he was with us most of the time, telling Tommy the ins and outs of what was happening and so on from the Giants' viewpoint. From that point, we went on out for dinner, the four of us, to North Beach, where we played Liar's Dice, and had a moist dinner. Tommy went from very, no big deal, to a little kid over that period of time. He was in heaven and showed it by his voice, his expressions. He was having a great time. Well, the next morning we were driving back, and there was very little conversation because it hurt. And so the car was void of sound for over to about Las Banas. At which point, from the back seat, comes Tommy saying, "I still love the Dodgers." He was a good friend, good traveling companion, and boy, do I miss him. I want to add, though, to a side, that one of the strengths in my mind about Tommy is how much he loved Karen. Karen was really the reason he fought so long and stayed good friends with all of us.
Amen.
Thank you, Karen.
I met Tommy in a bar. I was a bartender and he was a very good patron. It was was over 20 years ago. I never had a dull conversation with him. He appraised our house about 11 years ago and came in to do the floor plan.
Closer, honey.
And he was shocked that my 2-year-old had no clothes on. And made a joke that...
You need to wait, back up and repeat the last thing. I don't have to hear these
That's her husband,
Easy,
guys.
Derek, easy. Let her do her thing. Somebody needs to hear the story.
Okay. He appraised our house about 11 years ago and came in to do the floor plan and was shocked that my 2-year-old had no clothes on and made a joke about it being naked breakfast. He was upset that he wasn't invited to naked breakfast. That had been our plan. Our naked breakfast had been our standing joke for many years now. I made him soup when he first got sick. He hired me to clean his house and to type up his appraisals for him. Had the joys of sitting together 2 times a week at selective classes that we won't mention. So glad he met our Karen, his obviously perfect match. I'll miss his voice and his personality.
All right, big Tommy Robb. I mean, the guy goes by Tommy, and his name's Thomas. Come on now, like everyone loves the guy for who he is.
Yes.
He's the only guy that I know holds court at a bar. Holds court. He goes, don't worry about that, bartender. I'll go serve those people drinks, and I'll give the tip in there, and then I'll tip myself too. We'll chalk up another bottle cap. So, I mean, he's just the type of person that's like gives everything to you.
You got this, baby.
Hang on that, bro. Hang it.
Okay. Honey bun.
Big dog cowboy.
You're exactly right. We'll do a little impression. Hey, how the fuck you guys doing tonight? You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Are you guys gonna fucking drink or not? You know what I mean? Like, give me a fucking beer. Actually, give me a natty light on ice, please. A natty light. That's why I do things, you know. But yeah, he's that person who's like, let's go, you know. But the thing about it is, like, you guys, Brecky, everyone was like welcoming to him. So thank you guys for being. Thank you.
I'm sure has something to say.
Oh yeah.
The Pumpkin King.
Good job, Wayne. Do it.
Well, thanks everybody for being here.
Closer.
Hold in my egg.
I got you closer.
All right, Tommy.
You know, Tommy is, as you all know, is one of those people that you wouldn't want to go through life without having the opportunity to know. I met him 20 years ago, tried to lie to him, and figured out that wasn't going to work, so I didn't do it again. You couldn't get up early enough to bullshit Tommy about him. If you listen, well, you could learn a whole lot about a lot of things. I had a lot of fun with him. Glad I met him late in life. It would have probably been in jail. There's only so much fun allowed. One of the nicest guys I ever met. He loved life. Oh, he loved it large. I can only imagine what it must have been like Yeah, I bet your brothers have really got some stories. and you know, God, I love Karen and I feel sorry for her, but imagine his poor mother. Holy mackerel, what she must have went through.
She's strong.
Oh, woo. You know, he loved life. He knew and loved the Lord. He loved to drink. He loved to gamble. And most of all, he loved Karen.
Yes.
So, in case you guys didn't notice, there's a pot in there on the bar that you can put a donation in.
Yes.
And make a point to do that.
You see marijuana or what?
Joints are okay.
Re-roll, please.
Anyway, thank you for letting me talk about your husband and about your father. I love you and I'm going to miss you.
This awesome lady, Tommy just adored. And he also always was trying to come up with a way to get her to make one of her famous pies for him. So here you are. Jenny, tell them what it's all about, girl.
Well, I know everybody here loves Tommy, and we really are going to miss him a lot. I didn't get to see him much last little while, but there's one thing I want to say about Tommy. Maybe a lot of you don't know. I'm sure some of you do. Tommy was a very, very generous person, and he helped a lot of people out that nobody even knows. Tommy rarely ever said anything about that. So that's a really, well, Tommy had a lot of good sides. He had some bad sides. And we loved all sides of Tommy. And you can hear Tommy coming before you saw him. And yes, we did have a lot to drink at times together. Liars, dice, and bullshit, and everything that goes with it. So, I don't have my drink here, I gotta go get it. So, Tommy and Karen, you were the best thing that ever happened.
Yes. He would bring this beautiful lady chocolate eclairs. And he could not wait to come in and say, "Hi, honey bunny." And so she would like to share something, and God bless you all.
This is actually from Dawn.
You got it.
I'm gonna try and read this. Someone might need to take
I got
over.
your back, girl.
This is from Dawn White, who married Tommy and Karen. She couldn't be here today, so I was asked to read this. I'm gonna try. You might have to take it off. Okay. To Tommy, honey bunny. We remember you on this day with tears of sorrow, joy, and laughter. You fought a brave battle. As we know, you are a big, shiny star in heaven, celebrating with many others passed before you. As the loud dice and laughter echo from above, you are all family and will be sadly missed. Through life's twists and turns, always remember that love is all there is.
It's okay, baby Caitlin. You the woman.
Good job, sister.
Okay. This is very small writing, but I can do it. All right. We hold you in love and light and sheer delight. It was my honor as your reverend to marry you on your special day. As Mr. and Mrs. Honey Bunnies.
Honey bunny.
At the snow line in the town, coming to celebrate your happiness. Although you were sweating and you didn't run away and went MIA. For all you lay people missing in action. All of your friends were there to honor your day. I know you wouldn't want me to go on and on and on. We are saddened that you are gone. You are free to roam, and you are called home. We will always remember you. Some of the things you said, you just can't get out of your head. Some things will stick like glue. You have touched us all like the flu. She was always a warm woman.
Oh, I get it's a poem.
You are hard to forget. Hope you have no regrets. Truth be known, you were never alone. We will all see you at home. You will be in our hearts forever. P.S. You will be sadly missed. We all give you a big hug and kiss. I know you wish everyone to laugh and celebrate. Oh, great, there's another page. What happened to the 3-minute rule? Oh, here we go.
Preach it, Rev.
Raise your glass. That would have class. Or you might kick our ass. Love and light, Reverend Don White.
Good job, girl.
I'm going to need more drugs.
We spent a lot of time between a few of the local watering holes playing that devil's game of liar's dice. Always practicing who could cheat who could lie better than the last guy. Well, one thing's for certain, whenever Tommy walked through the door, that smile lit up the whole room, and his voice filled it. There's no doubt about it. I had the honor of sitting next to Tommy for the last 5 years in our positions at the bar. And Tommy had a way of keeping track of how much he had drank by stacking bottle caps in front of him. Unbeknownst to Tommy, many a times during these years, I would remove bottle caps from in front of him. And he seemed pretty puzzled, but not quite as puzzled as when I put them back later that afternoon. And he just kind of got that little glimmer in his eye and says, "You got me." I'm gonna miss him. I miss my buddy next to me left. He's my best friend. And this whole world's gonna be a little bit darker place without him around.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody has to be carried away. God bless. Thank you all so very much. You are all very precious.
To Tommy!
Thomas Joseph.
Tommy boy.
Wayne, we're watching you.